In a land of ice and snow, there lived a little bat named Dubee. He was small, but he had a big heart. He loved to fly around and explore the world, but he always kept an eye out for danger. One day, he met a little boy named Dup. Dup was only 4 years old, but he was very brave. He loved to play outside and explore the world too. Dubee and Dup became fast friends. They would play together every day, and Dubee would fly around and show Dup all the different things he could see from the sky. One day, Dubee noticed something strange. There were men on the ground, and they were carrying weapons. Dubee knew that this was not a good sign. Dubee flew down to warn Dup. He told him that they needed to be careful and stay away from the men. Dup was scared, but he trusted Dubee. They decided to stay hidden and watch what the men were doing. As they watched, they saw the men start to build something. It was a big fence, and it was going right through the middle of the land where Dubee and Dup lived. Dubee knew that this was not right. He knew that the land belonged to the animals who lived there, and the fence would keep them from being able to move around freely. Dubee and Dup decided that they needed to do something to stop the men. They talked to some of the other animals who lived in the area, and they all agreed that they needed to stand up for their rights. They decided to go talk to the men and try to convince them to stop building the fence. When they got to the men, they were surprised to find that they were not willing to listen. They told Dubee and Dup that they had been given permission to build the fence, and they were going to do it no matter what. Dubee knew that they needed help if they were going to stop the men. That's when Dubee remembered a story that his mother had told him about a woman named Helen Hunt Jackson. She was a writer and activist who fought for Native American rights. Dubee knew that if anyone could help them, it was her. Dubee and Dup set out on a journey to find Helen Hunt Jackson. They flew over mountains and rivers, through forests and deserts, until they finally found her. They told her about the men and the fence, and she knew that she had to help. Helen Hunt Jackson wrote letters and spoke to important people, and eventually, the men were forced to stop building the fence. Dubee and Dup were overjoyed. They knew that they had helped to make a difference, and that they had stood up for what was right. From that day on, Dubee and Dup continued to explore the world together, but they knew that they had a responsibility to protect the land and the animals who lived there. They would always remember the story of Helen Hunt Jackson and the impact that she had on the rights of Native Americans.